श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम ओम अखंडानंद संबोधः वंदनात् यस्य जायते गोविंदं तमहं वंदे चिदानंदतनुं गुरुं. So yesterday we were seeing that when we don't get money, we are in sorrow. We experience pain. But if we lose money, if we spend the money, hard-earned money, then what happens? The sorrow which we experience is doubled. But if the same money is spent on wrong means, then the sorrow is tripled. This is what we say. And we also explained with the example, Jantoho grasthena ahina yatha. Grahasthena means it's not householder. Grahastha here means grahastha. Right? So the snake which exists in the house. When you know that there is a snake somewhere, I already said even the rustling sound of paper will create fear in us. Similarly, this money, wealth and fear, what are you talking? This fear, this wealth is actually intrinsically is associated with a bhaya chinta, is associated with a fear and a thinking, thoughts, useless thoughts. So remember, these are the two things. This is already inherently associated with what? The fear and some useless thoughts. So with respect to that, after learning this, he says, कांतारे व्यजने वने जनपदे सेतौ निरीतौ च वा चोरैर्वापि तथा इतरैर्नरवरैर्युक्तो वियुक्तोऽपि वा निःस्वस्थतया सुखेन वसति ह्याद्रीयमानो जनैः क्लिष्णात्येव धनी सदा कुलमतिः भीतश्च पुत्रादपि. ब्यूटिफुल. कांतारे विजने वने जनपदे सेतौ निरीतौ च बा चोरैः अपि तथा इतरैः नरवरैः युक्तः वियुक्तः अपि वा निस्वः स्वस्थतया सुखेन वसति हि आद्रीयमानः जनैः क्लिष्णात्येव धनी सदा आकुलमतिः भीतश्च पुत्रादपि. What does he say? Vijane. Vijane means vigata jana. Jana means people. Vijana means devoid of people. A place which is devoid of people. Like what? Kantare. Kantara means forest. There was a movie called Kantara. Okay. Kantara. Kantara means forest. Okay. Now, Kantare in the forest. Vane in the forest. What is this? There are two forests in the same shloka. So we have to understand. Vana means a normal forest. And Kantar is a dense forest, which is infested with all these wild animals, etc. So, Janapade, or whether we are talking about place which is not associated with people, which is devoid of people, or Janapade. Janapada means in city, in cities, where there are a lot of people. Setau, or on a bridge. Niritau cha va, or any place which is not, which we are not, where we are not troubled by anything. Troubled by anything means chorair vapi, like thieves, etc. A place which where we are not troubled by thieves, etc. Tatha itaraihi naravaraihi yuktah. Similarly, choraihi vapi tatha itaraihi, either by thieves or by others. That also we can understand. Or like either by thieves, similarly tatha by others. Others means naravaraihi, good people. By other good people, when whether we are associate or disassociate does not really matter. That's what it says. Yuktaha vyuktopiva. Whether we are associate with good people or non-associate with good people does not really matter. For whom? Niswaha janaihi. For people who are devoid of wealth, money. Niswaha swam ajnati dhanakhyayam. Dhana, wealth. So swa means dhana. Swa means wealth. Okay. So niswaha, devoid of wealth. A person who is devoid of wealth, that person, janaihi adgriyamana, is supported by the people. See, a person is not wealthy. He is a middle class or lower middle class person. That person is supported by people. But if that very person who is not who was not wealthy becomes rich suddenly, who used to support about him or her. The same people. People can't stand, they are jealous and envious of others. They can't stand anything good happening to others and not for themselves. Therefore, Adriyamanaha Janaihi, because of the support of people, good people, this fellow, Nisvaha, who is without any wealth, what happens to him? Swasthataya Sukhena Vasati. He lives very happily without any trouble, without any issues. He lives happily. We can see the the person who does not have money, who stays on the footpath, etc. He lives happily without any fear of a small, short power cut will instill fear in what happened. So that is what is the condition. That is why he says this fellow will live happily, but still dhani, a person who is wealthy, putradapi bhitaha, he is afraid even of the, not just son, even of the son. Putrad api, even from the son he has fear. Because bhitaha, why he said bhita, he is afraid. He is afraid. Why? Because that is the intrinsic quality of the money. That's inherent quality of the innate quality of the money. Wealth. Right? So bhita, bhaya, we said two qualities. One is fear. Okay, that fear. We see this. In every country we have this kind of story. King or an emperor is toppled by his own son. He kills younger son or whatever. He kills all the other brothers or arrests them and puts them in jail, and then becomes the king. So even by the close relatives, we can see it even now. There are enough countries which have those kind of rich. We cannot say kind of kingsman kind of thing, but still that is there even now. Or a rich billionaires, they are afraid of their own sons and daughters. They are afraid of, though they will say I love my daughter, I love my son, etc. They are afraid. He may really probably love. True, he may love, but the problem is he is afraid because these fellows, they will spend their money. If they spend the money, they are going to have twice the amount of sorrow. If they are going to spend the money in bad acts, which naturally happens in these rich houses, then they are going to experience triple the amount of sorrow. We saw that, right? So that is why he says, Putra, even from the son. And here in India also recently, there was a fight between father and son, rich conglomerate they are. They had a great fight. It went to court, etc. And this fellow, this father who started this, he was in a rented house. When he died in a rented house. So that is the kind of situation. So he says, Putradapi, even from the son, etc. Just not the son. Putradapi, even from the son. So we have already seen from the relatives, etc. There is always a fear. Thieves, there is always a fear. ED, ID, etc. Whatever. The enforcement department, etc. Income tax, etc. From everyone we will have fear. So Sada Bhitaha. Sada is another term which we need to connect it with the Bhitaha. Sada Bhitaha. Daily Dipanyaya. He's always afraid because inherent quality of the wealth. First quality. Second quality, Kulamatischa. He is always trouble. His mind is always turbulent. Trouble. Why? Because that is the second inherent quality of the money, wealth, right? So, Kulamatischa Sada. That is why he said Sada should be connected with both the words. Sada Bhitaha, Sada Akulamati. Because that is the inherent quality of the money. That's why he will always be afraid of and always be troubled. So that is why Bhagavan Bhashyakara says, Putradapi dhana bhajam bhitihi. In Bhajagovindam, in one of the shlokas, he says, Putradapi dhana bhajam bhitihi. Even from the son, people who are wealthy, they are afraid. They have fear. So, okay, Krishna Teva. So, Sada Bhitaha, Sada Aklamatischa Krishna Teva. He is troubled. He is in pain. Who? The person who is wealthy. But the person who is not wealthy, who is poor, who does not have anything, he is supported by others, he lives very happily. Okay. Tasmad, therefore, Tasmad is conclusion. So he is concluding whatever topic we have been discussing. So this is the first place where he is concluding. Okay. Tasmad arthasya nidanam anarthasya nidanam arthaha umartha siddhirna bhavatyanena tato vanante nivasanti santaha sanyasya sarvam pratikulam artham. Tasmad anarthasya nidanam arthaha pumartha siddhir न भवति अनेन ततः वनान्ते निवसन्ति सन्तः सन्यस्य सर्वं प्रतिकूलम अर्थम तस्मात् therefore conclusion. Okay, तस्मात् therefore अर्थः अनर्थस्य निदानम अर्थः the wealth is अनर्थस्य निदानम, the cause. Nidanam means cause. Nidana is substratum base or cause. Okay, wealth is the cause for all the troubles. Anartha, all the problems, all the troubles. That does not mean you have to throw all the money, because without wealth it is impossible to live in this world. And another thing, see, earlier at least in India, we used to have people who had this attitude to support others who are not wealthy. Now, if you don't have money, no one, not even we are not even talking about the rich people. No one will be able to support you. No one will be supporting you because they will not be able to. We think, oh, he can support. Why not he give me money? Something. But the problem is, everyone has their own issues. Even the rich, they have their own issues. The poor, they have their own issues. The middle class, they already have their own issues. So everyone has their own issues. We cannot expect anyone to support anyone. And now that attitude also is lost actually. People don't have that attitude to help others. So he says, Anena, because of this reason, Anena Dhanena, Anena Arthena, because of this reason, with this wealth, Pumartha Siddhirna Bhavati. Pumartha Siddhi na bhavati. You cannot achieve any goal of any human pursuit. Pumartha means Purushartha. Purushartha means human pursuit. You cannot achieve any of the human pursuit. The 4 human pursuits are Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Okay? Nothing you will be able to gain. Why? Let us with wealth. I can donate money. Donating money, by doing dana, I can experience, I can enjoy. We saw the story of the 99 gold pot. You are never satisfied with the money you have. So there is no end to that satisfaction. You become greedy also. Lobha, we said. You become greedy also for more money. So you will not have the idea to donate. That's a very rare quality in rich people. Okay. Now that is one. Okay. So since you already said vyaye dvigunam dukkham and anartha vyaye trugunam. If you spend the money, you experience sorrow twice the amount. And if you spend it in wrong deeds, then you experience thrice the amount. So therefore, you will not be interested in gaining the punya by giving the money. Okay, so that is done. So dharma is impossible. Artha means wealth, right? Yes, true. But we are not talking about the wealth which is gained through wrong means. Dharma dwara artha is the meaning of the artha there. When we say artha, it should be gained through right means. And mostly, majority of the case, when we start earning money, what happens is we'll try to avoid all the tax and all that, and we'll try to find loopholes to protect our money. Therefore, there is no possibility of having the sense of artha there. Okay, so dharma is not possible. The second artha is not possible. Kama. Definitely, I can experience things which I enjoy, I like with money. True. But you have to spend money to own things. Okay. There also, you spend money. Okay. A good car. You love a good car. Once you buy a good car with a lot of money, then, this cost me this much amount. You will not be able to, and you will sit in the car with such a, there is no love there. You want to protect it. You are so afraid of hurting the car. You will not be able to enjoy it freely. So, not even kama. Moksha, that is already ruled out as impossible, and that is what we are saying for vairagya. Okay, so moksha, you cannot buy the liberation through money, so that is impossible also. So any purushartha, any human pursuit, any human goal is impossible through wealth. That is why he says santaha pratikulam sarvam anartham sanyasya. Santaha, the good people, the sadhus, what they do are sarvam anartham, all these sarvam artham, all these wealth, all the wealth which they possess. Pratikulam, which is not conducive for this human pursuit, human goal, at least for moksha. So sanyasya, they give up. Sarvam artham, give up. See, this is what we have to understand. Even a monk needs money now. I told you again and again. Even a monk needs money. It is have to understand with reference to today's world, the things also, the situation also. Oh, Guruji said to give up everything. You cannot. It is impossible for you to do A, and it is impossible for you to live any country without money. So, pratikulam sarvam artham sanyasya. That which is not conducive, those things you give up. And vana ante nivasanti. These people, they stay happily in the forest. Meaning, here, whatever is necessary, that is what is said. Okay? More than necessary, that is greed. So don't get into greed. That is what you have to understand here. Okay? They stay in the forest. Pratikulam sarvam artham sanyasya. After giving up all that which is a non-conducive. This is what in Upanishad, in Brahmanic Upanishad, this Yajnavalkya, he has two wives, Gargi, Maitri. What happens is, he decides one fine day, he decides to give up everything. He calls these two wives and says, he has two wives, and it is not that he loved this girl and that girl, so he got married to both the girls. No, the girls loved him. Those two girls wanted to marry him, so he married them. Okay, now at this point of time, he says, okay, I want to give up everything and I want to take sannyasa. I want to go into forest. So I don't want you to feel that I cheated you later. So let me create a proper will so that I distribute the wealth which I have in equal portion to both of you. Okay, right, very good. So one wife says, okay, yeah, no, that's a good idea. Otherwise, later I will say, she got the diamond necklace and I didn't get. So there's a possibility. So he says, okay, I don't want this to happen. Let me do it properly. So whoever wants, let us see here how we can distribute it. One wife says, sir, what you say is true. But I have a simple question. What is the question? People give up a good thing for a better thing. If you are giving up this, which is good, you are giving up this for something which is better. I want to know that which is better. Why do you give this up? So there in that situation, Yajnavalkya goes on to explain what is the love we talk about us. He says, Naputra, the love which you have for husband is not for the love for the husband, is not for the love for the husband. Love for the wife is not just for the love for the wife. Love for the son, etc., is not for the love of the son, etc. Love for things in the world is not for things in the world. But what? Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Atmanastu. That which is unlimited is the truth, and that I'm interested in. That is what he teaches us. So, into the forest. Vana ante nivasanti. That is why he said, Vana ante nivasanti, they stay in the forest. Now, but if everything is conducive here, why not stay here? Why should we go into the forest, etc.? If we get a good family, this itself is heaven. We don't need to find a heaven somewhere else. This world itself becomes a heaven, good place to live. And until everything is conducive good, we don't even think of God or spirituality. So he goes on to destroy that idea of goodness. He says, akshayam vasudhanubhoga vibhavaihi shri sundaram mandiram sarvam nashparamityavete kavayah shutyuktibihi sanyasyantyapare tu tatsukhamiti brahmyanti dukkave vyudhushaka shraddha bhaktimatim satim gunavatim putran shrutan sammatan akshayam vasudha anubhoga vibhavaihi shri sundaram mandiram sarvam nashvaram iti avetya kavayah shruti uktibihi yuktibihi. Shruti uktibihi yuktibihi. There are two bihis. Okay, one is uktibihi, the sayings. Yuktibihi, the logic. Okay, sanyasyanti kama aparetu, the others tat sukhamiti brahmyanti dukkharnave. Now he explains it. Shraddha bhaktimatim gunavatim satim. Sati means a wife. Sati was a practice earlier. This always associated with that idea. Sati means when your husband dies, you also enter the fire. That came from. We don't have find any scriptural statements for the invaders. So the looters, people who didn't have any moral, who are not of the Bharat. So those kind of invaders they were afraid of, so they entered the fire. Probably that's how it started. Anyway, so many of these practices like wearing a ghungat, they call it, wearing a cover on their head or on their covering their face, etc. That is not Indian tradition. We don't see any of those kind in India in any scriptures. Okay, so sati here is wife. So for wife, you can accept it as husband. What kind of wife or husband you are? Spouse. What kind of spouse we are talking about? Shraddha bhaktimatim, a spouse who has shraddha, trust, who has devotion, who is devoted and who has trust in the other person, the other half. Not just that, gunavatim, and that person who is also endowed with good qualities. It's a very rare combination, I know, but still we understand that is the kind of the whatever we expected. Ideal condition is the husband or wife. Okay, not just that. My husband is very good, but my son, my daughter, or my wife is a very good lady, but no, we are not even talking about that. Very good spouse, at the same time, samputchutan sammatan putran, the sons, they are also the progeny, the sons and daughters, they are also shrutan and sammatan. Shrutan means they are well read, they have studied properly, intelligent kids. And sammatan means they are also obeying kids. They are intelligent kids as well as obeying kids. When you say something, they obey. Sammatan, they accept, obey. Okay, now, so you have good husband and wife, you have good kids. What more do you need? You need to have the object of enjoyments also in the house, right? So he says vasudha anubhoga vibhavaihi. Vasudha means earth, anubhoga means experience, object of experiences, vibhavaihi, in abundance. You have every object of experience, enjoyment in abundance. Whatever is possible in the world, they are all there in the house. Along with that, akshayam shri sundaram mandiram. Mandiram is temple normally. Here mandiram is the house. This kind of house which is endowed with all the wealths. Akshayam, which is the wealth which is not going to get destroyed, decayed. It is going to stay ever, eternal, wealthy. So you have good husband or wife, you have good kids, you have all the object of experiences and enjoyments, and you have a very good house. Everything is good. Now who will think of God? Now, in spite of all this, when you think of God, then it is because of your past karma. Because of the grace. So he says, Shri Sundaram Mandiram, when all these are there. See, even if one of them is bad, then, oh, I'm not interested in this world. You can say, but we are talking, everything is good, everything is conducive. At that point of time, when we start thinking that I want to understand the truth, then that is something which is really great. That is why he says, all these, good husband, good wife, good kids, good experience, object of experiences, and good house, everything. But still, sarvam nashvaram iti. All these are that which undergoes destruction. Nashvaram, they are not eternal. They will undergo destruction. They are non-eternal. With this, iti, how do you understand? Shruti uktibihi yuktibihi, through the statements of these scriptures and through the logic. Yukti means logic. Through the logic and through the statements of the scriptures, we understand that. And through experience, we understand that. Avetya, avetya, is the root word, ava is the upasarga. So we add this pronoun ava to this ina, the root word. So avetya, by knowing, avetya. So sarvam shruti yuktibihi avetya. Kavayah, kavayah means in plural. Kavi is singular. Okay, kavi means different meanings. Kavi means poet. Poet is also called as kavi. Okay, in north, in UP, etc., the word kavi is used for the medicine man, doctor, not the doctor, the Ayurvedic or some specialist, the traditional medicine specialist. He's called kavi. Okay, but here kavi in scriptures, when we say kavi, it is Krantadarshi. So, with respect to that, he says, these people who are intelligent, who are smart, those people, sanyasyanti, they give up, they renounce. They don't not give up, they renounce. They because they unmasti. But aparetu, the others who are not intelligent, who are not smart, what do they do? Tat sukhamiti dukkarnave tat sukhamiti. In the ocean of sorrow, they think it is to be blissful. Sukham iti. That is what is ignorance, non-eternal. The knowledge of happiness in things which is sorrow. That is happiness. And it thinks that is the bliss. So, therefore, sukha dukkarnave dhamyanti. What they happen? They are thrown here and there in this ocean of samsara. They travel in this, they roam in this ocean of samsara, which is sorrow. Ocean of sorrow. Okay, we'll see this. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.